left and right. All right, so Joel's going to start on the ground. And let's talk just a quick minute about these arm bars. Okay? You guys might notice how far I am from his shoulders. It's harder right here. I'm going to grab the arms, and I want to be here. I want to immobilize the shoulders high on his body. Okay? I'm going to select an arm, and I'm going to pull it, and then I'm going to roll him to his side. All right? Once I get here, it's hard for him to bridge now. I'm going to push his face away, and this also is a good marker because I got to get my foot over his head. So I'm pulling this and pushing the head away. I sit now, I lift him. See how he's off the ground? That's tight. Tight here, tight here. Then I make the arm bar, and I just adjusted Joel's elbow for it. Thank you. All right? So again, what's the first thing I do?
You get close.
Under the shoulders. Immobilize the arms. What's the second thing we do?
Move them to the side.
I lift, I pull him to the side. Remember, the knee that's up is the chest side, the knee that's down is the back side, and I'm pinning him. Then what? I'm going to push the face and pull the arm away. This is hard for him to make certain escapes, by the way.
Yes, sir.
Then I step, and I don't catch myself, I just roll back, right?
Yes, sir.
Step, lift, he's off the ground. I got him. Tight here, make the arm bar. I just popped that elbow too.
Thank you, sir.
Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right. Joel's going to make same arm bars on me, and we build this into a drill. So he's going to, I just work my arm bars. He can just work his arm bars, and we can go back and we do the escapes. We're going to shorten it up. He's going to do the arm bar. I'm going to make the escape, right? So he gets underneath me, and I'm like, okay, crap. Step one, I like to make the gable grip, right? It's going to make it harder for him to just yank this into play. He can still hold on to it, right? He can still push my face away if he wants, and then he makes his step. Now, I'm going to stack him up. I'm going to roll. When he sits back, I roll with him, right? He basically pulls me on top. I'm turning him for the sake of the view. Now, can he armbar me from here?
Yeah, you can.
He sure can. If I let go of this grip, he's got me. So I'm not going to let go of the grip. Instead, I'm either going to transition into a deep grip, which means he has to basically break the ulna and the radius to even get the arm bar. He's not going to do that. He's not strong enough. Then I'm going to press the knees to the face, make it hard for him to breathe. Then I start rocking my elbows my shoulders until my elbow gets past his butt crack. Then I can let go, pull this out. And I can go this way, or I can go this way, right? And I move to side control. Does that make sense?
Sure.
That's rolling uphill. I rolled up, I stacked it. All right, he's gonna do it again. By the way, he did the right arm that time. Let's see if he can do left arm for me. So he starts working, I start making gable grip. He goes, now this time, something different's gonna happen. I'm gonna let him get to the ground. I want him to pull. I walk my feet towards his feet, by the way. So this is bad. This is good. He's gonna pull. He's really gonna pull. He's gonna pull hard. And I'm gonna smack him in the face with his hand. Bop! Does that make sense? It's gonna not injure him, but it's gonna give me 1 second. When I do that, he pulls, I bridge. I turn. I slide under his leg and I bulldoze my head into this position and move back to side control. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Why should I bulldoze my head? In other words, why do I keep my head to his body the whole time?
So you don't get stuck in a triangle.
You will get stuck right in triangle choke if you do it a different way. Cool?
Yes, sir. Sure.
Who at least understands those two moves? 3 moves. You can do the arm bar, raise your hand. You understand rolling uphill. You understand rolling downhill. You've seen it before. Good. All right. So we're going to do a different one. If Joel doesn't pin the face down, you might get this little super easy escape. He goes to make an arm bar, right? He chooses not to pin the face down. When he kicks that leg over my head, watch this hand. He goes, and I just do this. And I move back to the top. See how I pushed his legs open? All right, now here's the neat thing. Put your legs together, sir. Right? Joel's adductor muscles aren't very strong. Hold your legs together. Right? I can do that is these muscles inside of the legs are not very strong. We don't really work keeping our legs together very well. I want to make a funny comment, but I won't. Okay. So, Joel goes to make armbar, right? Now, if I can get the leg that comes over my head, I will. But if he pushes my face, watch what happens. He goes a step. All right, you let my face go a little early. Go back. Leave the hand on the face. All right, now, he steps. Now, I'm trying to get past everything. He sits back. And if I didn't get this over in time, he starts pinching. It becomes difficult. So there's a small window. That window is the time that he's sitting backwards. Right now, if he's got his legs pretty well pinched, I'm gonna push hard. And this, hold it tight, Joel. And he's just gonna armbar me. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So everybody sees the small window? Let's go ahead and do it one more time, and you're looking for this window. If he doesn't put his hand on your face to move your face away, I'm looking for this. He goes and sits, and I just do this. And I just move right on top. Okay? I kind of bridge a little bit, slide to my side, move to the guard. That's an easy one. I used to do that one a lot when I first started training. People got smart and made it so I couldn't do it very well. It does work if you can catch that window. It's an easy escape.
Yes, sir.
This is the more advanced escape. I don't love this escape because I love the other two, but it does work. So I want to show it to you because somebody might love it. He goes to make armbar, right? I make gable grip. He goes, he gets in position. Now, he's in position, he rolls, and this time I'm like, crap, I didn't turn in time, and all this is tight, right? And I can't stack him up. Let's say his back is on the ground, and he's already pulling. I can't now roll him up. He's pushing down here, right? That's not working. If I let go, he's already kind of got in position. He's gonna get this before I can belly down. So I'm gonna hold here. I'm gonna go deep this way. Grab like I'm gonna do a curl, get under the knee. Now I've got deep defense. Now at this point, I'm gonna start walking my feet to his head. And he's holding me pretty tight, right? If I can, I'm gonna push and I'm gonna get my foot over his head. Now, watch, I'm gonna pull my elbow with my legs this way. You guys see how I used my legs to pin him down?
Yes, sir.
And I was able to pull my elbow through the hole?
Yes, sir.
Who needs to see that again? Joel goes to make the arm bar. What's step one for me? Gable grip. This is basic defense. He goes to make that. Step two for me, deep defense. Everybody see this? This keeps him, now he's gonna be yanking on this, maybe even using the inside foot to push my elbow off. He's gonna be working, right? So I don't have a lot of time. I start bridging, right? I get on my side and I get my leg over him. Now, I don't know if you guys can see. I'm gonna turn you guys. I gotta get my elbow clear. I pin him with my legs. Now watch. See how I muscled out of that?
Yeah.
Using my legs and my back. My legs and my back should be stronger than his grip. All right. Thank you, brother.
Thanks, Frenchie.
Give that one a try. If you want, you can also do the head escape if you want. Give that one a try. Get on at the top. Some of you guys are kind of still on your side and it's not working very well. You gotta get that foot all the way over there, okay? So let's see. Come here, Dylan. Help me out. Dylan's gonna help me out. He's gonna make his arm bar, all right? So he grabs, he steps over, makes the arm bar. I get what? Gable grip first?
Yes.
All right, now he's pretty strong, which is why I picked him. I gotta go to here quick. All right, now, if he doesn't break my arm, I'm reasonably safe. Go ahead and pull.
Okay.
I mean, pull, buddy, pull. Pull. Pull! All right, you see how I'm pretty well, I'm just safe. Now, I'm still not escaped. He could do other things. I can't stay here forever. So, I'm now gonna walk my feet towards his head, and I'm gonna start pushing him to his side when I bridge. Then I'm gonna step over. Now, hold on tight, Dylan.
Okay.
Now watch, I'm gonna use my legs and hold on to him, and I'm gonna kick away. You see how I didn't change my hand grip?
Yes, sir.
I used my legs, and I went this way.
That's legitimately getting away.
Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
There is a small chance that I might be powerful enough to get this off on Jeremy. So let's see if I can do it with Jeremy. Jeremy's gonna be like, don't hurt me, man. I'm an old guy like you.
Oh.
So Jeremy's gonna make his arm bar. The point of this isn't to say how strong I am. The point of this is to say, if I can make the lock, I'm safe long enough to get my legs involved. That's the point of what we're trying to do. Go ahead, sir. So he's here. I'm like, oh crap, I'm about to get arm barred to death. Now, can he get me easily from here?
Yeah.
Just pull hard.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Now watch. I'm gonna try to get to here. All right, Jeremy, pull, buddy. Pull. I mean, pull, buddy. Pull. Use your legs too. All right. So I'm reasonably. By the way, it's still uncomfortable.
Yeah.
My arms are fine, but my shoulder is almost about come out the socket. He's about to pull the whole arm off.
Yeah.
I mean, really, I'm not kidding. I'm like, boy, he's putting a lot of pressure on this thing. So, he's gonna still be holding on strong. He doesn't want to lose his grip. I'm going to walk my feet towards his head. Now, I got to get him on his side. Watch, I bridge to get him on his side. That pulls me over. Now, Jeremy's holding on tight. For me to break his grip is gonna be tough. I got to see if my leg strength is stronger than his arm strength. Ready, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm stuck. But at least I didn't get arm barred. Jeremy's like, I'm not letting this go. So there is a point where maybe, you know, you might not be able to make the escape.
Yes,
I think that's a legit thing. We tested it. I don't feel bad about that. So
He said hold on tight.
I did. The thing is that I might have to stay there and wait him out.
Yeah.
A legitimate strategy. All right, well, I'm reasonably safe. He might see my legs and think, I'm gonna go for a leg instead. I get free, I try to move to the top. Cool?
Yes, sir.
All right, for all my Facebook friends and social media friends out there, I hope that they look at this and go, not every technique works. You have to have more than one, a backup plan, a tertiary plan even, and ultimately, size, super strong guys, some of these things are very difficult. I started pulling, I felt this coming unglued in the shoulder, really. You know, I was pulling hard. You could tell I was pulling hard. And I was like, I don't think I'm gonna get out. I readjusted twice, used more leg strength, and I was like, I think my arm was gonna come off. So again, there's a size differential that was awesome. I will be trying that move on bigger people, so to speak. I'll try to do maybe rolling downhill where I can use speed. Cool?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's give this one a try again. Remember, bridge, get them on their side. That'll help you. By request, we're going to do a couple of neck manipulations. So remember, I rolled your neck out today. Keep the neck loose and fluid. Be gentle with everybody's neck. It's super important that we don't tear people up. All right. A lot of ways to get into the crucifix position. All right, I'm going to show you the one that I like best from the mount. Then I'm going to show you one where I make a throw and we land in it, okay? All of these neck manipulations do what? Affect the spine. Let's be careful with that. Now, if I can bend Joel's neck far enough this way, it makes it hard to breathe. So again, he can breathe fine there, and I start closing off his airway with his own, bending his neck far forward. You start having difficulty. You can smother somebody with a good neck manipulation. So the crucifix will do that. So let's see. Let me spin him back the other way so you guys can see. I'm going to start here with side control. All right? So the first way that I can easily get into crucifix is by starting in not side control, in scarf hold. Start in scarf hold, and I can start manipulating the head this way. It makes it difficult to breathe. It's not the crucifix yet, but this is the basic idea. Now once I get here, I'm gonna start pushing this hand down, and I'm gonna rotate until I'm holding him this way. Then I'm gonna go under the head and capture that and hop over. And I've got crucifix. His arm's really flexible. But this is what I want, all right? That arm shouldn't go that way. That's almost unnatural. But once I get this hand on the ground, Joel, are you okay?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna lean back and crank the neck, okay? That arm was just like dislocated looking, wasn't it? Let's see. Come here, Dylan, let me Stretch Dylan a little bit. So again, we're gonna be here in scarf hold, right? And I just want Dylan to have difficulty breathing. So I'm gonna start pushing on his chest. I'm gonna get him tired. I want him tired, okay? Ultimately, I'm gonna push this down and I'm gonna grab it, right? This is kind of like the crucifix, but just I'm not in position yet. Switch. I'm gonna change hands and get to here. Step over. I can do it from the mount, or I can go ahead and sit to the side. Now, Dylan, you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
It gets bad when I kick this foot out. I lift him up, and I push his neck towards his chest.
Yeah, that works.
All right? One more time, sir. Head that way. By the way, you don't have to start in scarf hold. You can start immediately in the mount if you want. But I want to tire him out before I do this move, because he's going to fight you on it. I'm going to show you kind of from the back so that you get to see what happens from the front. Here, kicked out. Notice my butt comes off the ground, and I lift the head, and I compress his lungs and pull up on his neck. Then I'm going to push this down, capture that arm, right? Shift over. Now I'm going for this part, right? At this point, I can move to the mount, set this on. Now his head has to be under my armpit. Hopefully y'all can see that.
Yes, sir.
Now, I can do it a little bit from here, but this is where it gets good. I lift this arm, I sit out. At this point, he's still okay. And when I start arching my back, watch how I compress his chin to his chest. Okay, does that make sense?
Sure.
We do want to exercise caution, go slow. Any questions on crucifix? Everybody make sense? Does it make sense to everyone why I started in the scarf hold? Kind of tire him out a little bit. Get this hand in place. Here, replace with this one. Both hands on the ground. Mount. Side control. And then I execute it. Go. Guys are starting all inside control, or scarf hold. I keep saying side control. All right, so this isn't scarf hold. This is, I'm about to get rolled. This is scarf hold. Get on your side, Michael. There you go. All right, hold. Everybody should be here. Now I'm not gonna rock back this way because she's just gonna roll me. All right, I'm gonna kick my feet out. She's already going, ugh, and I'm gonna lift the head. That sucks for her. All right, that's how I get her tired. Now watch. I can push this down like I'm gonna make an Americana, right? But I'm gonna grab under the armpit. Everybody get there. See how I've got around the head, like I'm gonna headlock her, controlling the tricep, all with the same arm. This hand is free. Good? Now I gotta use this hand to replace. I'm gonna go here, and I'm gonna reach under her head and dig deep and make a, basically like a headlock. I get under his neck. Get turned a little bit, you should be in side control. Put your head towards his hips. There you go. That looks good, that looks good. Everybody's kind of, except for Josh, waiting on Josh. You should be on his, everybody should look like you're in a side control position. You should not be in north and south. All right, has everybody got me? You've got to reverse, your hands need to be the other way, Michael. Same hand, go around the other side of his head. See, you're like this, Michael? Go this way. There you go. There you go, Michael. All right, now, controlling that part of the body. Don't give up the headlock. I got my head on the ground, this hand's still free. Heck, I'm even grabbing her belt right here so my hand doesn't move. I'm just gonna grab onto something. Now watch. I kick this leg over, set this hand, and then I lift this shoulder. Now I'm helping her out by lifting her up. Try to get here. Keep that low, Joel. There you go. Go ahead and grab his, just set him up on his butt like he's sitting. Lift him up like Dickie. Jeremy, try to sit up like you're gonna sit on your butt. There you go. Everybody should be kind of in this position. Chris, sit up on your butt like you're gonna sit. All right? Now, his other arm should be underneath your belly. Now don't move that hand. That hand's important. Yeah. Now, Chris, reach under her reach under her armpit and give her your hand. That's her back. Reach under your arm, under her armpit. Let me, don't move, don't move. All right. Nikki, go sit up for me just so we can get back to this position. And the reason we're up is just to show what this looks like without hurting our partner, without tapping them out. This is where we want to be. This hand has to touch the ground, and then I'm gonna walk my feet out, pull on her shoulder. That hand needs to be on the ground, flat. That's an anchor. Get that hand to the ground, Jeremy. All right, now you just rock back, right, and she'll tap. Right? Yeah. Difficult. All right. Switch, other person. You got to be quick with this. Unmonetize us or something for using music or playing the drums. Oh yeah. All right. So Joel's going to get low like a wrestler, and he's going to be looking for maybe single leg or double leg. Okay. Let's say that he's going to want single leg. This is the key hand. If this is the leg that's out, he goes to grip. This hand goes underneath here, and then I lift and I sit here. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right. You only get a quarter of a second to get this done, but if you get it set up, it's pretty cool. So he goes to make single leg. I go here, and then I go here. And then I roll him over, and I've got crucifix.
Can you show me from the backwards or him facing this way?
Everybody's like, that does seem easier. Like a whole bunch of monkeyness going on, right? So we're here. He comes in. I hook. Now watch. I roll. Both hands go to the mat. I sit on it. I crank. Pretty cool? All right. Option number 2. We're up here. We make a grip. Remember, we've been doing a lot of this. Let's break away. Let's pull him down and get into this position for Nick Fury or for a throw, right? It's the same entry, right? I go to break this. If I can't break it off, I do a wrist break, switch back, right? I could go here to knock him off balance. Now watch, I'm gonna snatch him down. Now there it is. I just gotta figure out which side I want. In this case, I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna roll, set, kick. So you got grappling option, which is the first one. I do mine from scarf hold. Single leg option, and then, right? And then from the natural grip, right? Also, maybe we're kickboxing, right? Boom, scoop here, right? You can do a kickboxing option. But once you get the front headlock position for guillotine, it's the same position, just under 2 double underhooks to make the throw. Now, I can't just say magically, Joel must sit. If he decides to sit on his own, I get it. But I start pushing, he's going to just push, resist me. So I might have to hook this leg, do a spine compression, bop, drop into it, bop, and I can get it that way. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Cool?
Yes, sir.
If you like Crucifix, start looking for it in your throw. Look for it in your mount. Look for it in side control and scarf hold. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right. Gave you some options. The best option for this easier one is probably off the single leg. The leg that's forward, hook, get the head in, hook, step, turn, and he should go down. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right, give it a try. Crucifix from the single leg. Chris is super flexible. I want to play with him for a minute. Not because I want to see if I can totally cripple him, which most people out there are like, you're going to cripple the young guy? Yes, that's kind of what I want to do. No.
His mother's watching, you know.
His neck is super flexible. He's like, I can really, I'm okay. And so I'm not going to be able to, not trying to flex him at first that I get him where he's like, I got to tap. What I want to do is I want to show you the range of motion. All right? So down on the ground, use my Jedi Magic, which is pretty cool. So we can start in scarf hold if we want, or we can start in side control if we want. Both of those are fine. All right? Now what I really want to do is I want to control the head this way this time. Okay? So this is like a weird, like headlock position would be kind of like we had here, right? So this is kind of a weird reverse headlock kind of, it's just I'm just controlling the neck. Gable grip. Okay? Now, what I want to do is I want to remember when I was doing this and I was kind of compressing his chest and he's like, ugh, it's hard to breathe. You're a fat guy, get off of me, right? Sort of the same thing. I start in side control, capture the head, get good control of it. I want the wrist bone close to his back of his neck, make gable grip. This is over here on his side. I want to move it to the center of his chest. Now, I shift my weight over, I lift, and I crank him this way.
You got me.
Is that good?
Yeah.
This one popped my rib out of place the first time a guy did it to me. He put all of his weight on my ribs. It didn't hurt my neck enough to tap, and my rib went blip because you're putting all that pressure on the body. Thank you, sir. All right. Joel. Head this way. All right. So, let's give you guys a little bit different angle. Right? Crank him a little bit this way. This is doing the same sort of thing, making it hard for him to breathe. Right? Change. Move to this position. Gable grip. Elbows too far over. Center of the chest. Like I'm going to crank this up. Walk towards his head. Move up. And then I push. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Does it make sense?
Yes,
Sir?
sir.
Does anybody else need to I'm without injuring anyone, does anybody need to feel it so you kind of like, how is this really working?
I'd like to see you do it to Joel again.
All right, Joel. Joe, we're going to be here. We're going to strike the groin. Right? We're going to hit the elbow. Now, try side control. Try neck crank from side control, which is ultimately side cradle.
It's a neck crank.
It is a neck crank, but you're also compressing the chest.
Yeah, I can feel it in the neck.
Like I said, your neck is super flexible. So I basically I collapsed his lungs and his diaphragm so he couldn't breathe. He's like, ah, Yeah. By the way, I was probably, how old are you now, 17, 18?
18.
I was a little bit older. I was probably 23 the first time a guy did this to me, and I was pretty flexible. It did not hurt my neck. But I had a hard time breathing, and that rib went pop. I was like, get that back out of there. All right. Go. Positions, stuff that I'm seeing. So gable grip can be this way or this way, but one of these ways is going to give us a bicep curl, right? And the other one is not. Does that make sense? So which hand is up kind of matters, right? So when we're looking at setting them up, if I start in scarf hold, this is basically the idea to kind of get them going, right? Then I want to switch, right, to this hand, right? So if I'm chest to chest, the head side hand is the working hand. The leg side hand, I want to make a bicep curl. So this wouldn't work. This works. Now I'm going to crank this arm that way using a bicep curl kind of a motion. Does that make sense? Now off of his chest, look at all this space. I do this, right? He sees that there's a hole right there. He starts sliding his head to the other direction. And there's his escape. So I got to take up all that space. So I start here, right? And then I rotate my wrist. See, I said my wrist should be underneath his head. So I bicep curl his head, tighten all this up, and then he's got nowhere to go, right? Now if I'm a little higher here, I'll get a little bit more neck crank. If I'm a little bit lower, I push into his sternum. Does that make sense? Sure. Did you guys notice that this way, the hands tend to come apart? So this is the way, so that it's in the proper locked position, and you're curling here, and and you're pulling this in. And then you're using your back muscles to make that move. For the side control cradle crane, neck crane. Cool. Sir, thanks. Appreciate it, Dylan.
You're welcome.
Any questions?
Yes, sir.
Who liked all the neck crank work we did? Who liked the armbar escapes and the armbar work we did as the warm-up? Remember, guys, that we could do push-ups and sit-ups for an hour, right, just to get our physical fitness.
Yeah.
But you can also do, if I'm doing the armbar drill, right, I'm on top of the guy, right, and I get him up and I do this, right, and then I get back to here. It's like half of a burpee, right?
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, you're going to get plenty of work if you do it, but you got to rep it out to get any value for your physical fitness. But it's more fun to do that than, oh, let's do, 200 push-ups today. That just kind of sucks. Make the line.
Yes, sir. Sure.